It often begins with a declaration, I'm vegan. Today, this statement is more than a dietary choice. It's a stance, a proclamation of values, often a moral positioning. When spoken publicly and visibly, on social media, on t-shirts, in discussions, at demonstrations, it signals empathy, responsibility, and ethical conviction. But as with any morally charged movement, especially when it becomes performative, one question inevitably arises. Where does hypocrisy begin? Selective ethics. Many publicly outspoken vegans argue from the standpoint of animal welfare. They speak of the suffering of animals, of systems of exploitation, and of the responsibility each person bears for their actions. And indeed, industrialized animal farming is an ethical disaster. Rejecting it sends an important message. Yet this message is often confined to a narrow area, namely, what's on the plate. While animal products are deemed unacceptable, other systemic cruelties are astonishingly overlooked. The same individuals who advocate for animal rights in their Instagram stories are seen with the latest iPhone, produced under inhumane conditions. They insist on soy milk, but ignore the deforestation caused by industrial soy farming. They speak of empathy, but it doesn't seem to extend to workers on avocado plantations or in fast fashion factories. This form of selective ethics, empathy for animals, indifference toward humans, is the first shadow cast by moral self-promotion. The sense of superiority with which some vegans present themselves begins to lose credibility when it's not rooted in self-reflection, but in moral grandstanding. Performative ethics and lifestyle morality. In a media-driven society, ethics have also become a tool for self-staging. Publicly embracing veganism today can mean reach, recognition, and a well-defined identity. But the desire to be seen as someone with values can easily overshadow the actual cause, animal and environmental protection. When that happens, veganism becomes a brand, not a practice. Example, influencers who promote vegan products are next seen flaunting luxury fashion or traveling across the globe. The question is not whether one should travel or consume, but whether one cloaks oneself in moral prestige that one's actions don't fully justify. This creates a kind of lifestyle morality, where ethics are conveyed through symbols rather than actions. Vegan becomes a label, and as such, interchangeable. Between ideal and reality, human imperfection. Of course, no one is expected to be perfect. Even committed vegans can't fix all of the world's injustices. The moral claim must not become a trap. But it's the honesty in handling one's own inconsistencies that counts. The double standard does not begin with contradiction. It begins with denying the contradiction. Cognitive dissonance, the tension between ideal and action, is a deeply human phenomenon. But when it is not acknowledged, especially in the public eye, it becomes dangerous. The ideal is imposed on others without acknowledging one's own limitations. Looking forward, real integrity versus moral posturing. A truly reflective veganism should not elevate itself above others, but look for allies in movements for global justice, labor rights, and environmental protection. It should open itself not only to animals, but to humans. It should be honest, vulnerable, and transparent, and include the self in its broader critique. In the end, it's not about soy milk versus cow's milk. It's about an ethics that is more than image, and about the courage to take oneself seriously without placing oneself above others.